Have you ever wondered about the rich history of Mathura, the birthplace of Lord Krishna? This sacred city, alternatively known as Madura, is a pivotal place among the Saptapuri, the 7 sanctified cities revered by Hindus across the globe. Its spiritual significance echoes through the ancient Indian epic, the Ramayana, where it's mentioned as the site where the valiant Ayodhya prince Shatrughna confronted and defeated the demon Ravnasura. From a bustling marketplace, Mathura ascended to divine prominence as Krishna Janmastan, the paramount pilgrimage site. This enchanting tale unfolds as Lord Krishna emerges into the world within the confines of a prison cell where his parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, were held captive. As we delve further into the history of Mathura, we find it deeply intertwined with spirituality and divine significance, with a narrative that spans from the oldest Indian epic to the mystical verses of Bhagavad Gita. Opening, the story of Mathura takes a divine turn with the birth of Lord Krishna. Once a bustling marketplace, Mathura ascended to divine prominence as Krishna Janmastan, the paramount pilgrimage site. The enchanting tale unfolds with the emergence of Lord Krishna into the world, not amidst the splendor of a palace, but within the confines of a prison cell. His parents, Devaki and Vasudeva, were held captive by Krishna's maternal uncle, King Kansa of Mathura. This imprisonment was not an act of mere tyranny, but a consequence of a prophecy that foretold the demise of King Kansa at the hands of his own nephew. Fearful of his fate, Kansa imprisoned his sister and her husband, hoping to thwart destiny's course. However, destiny is not so easily swayed. On a fateful night, Lord Krishna was born. His divine aura filled the prison cell, transforming it into a sacred site, a symbol of hope amidst despair. His arrival was marked by a series of miraculous events, culminating in his father Vasudeva carrying the newborn Krishna across the river Yamuna to the village of Gokul, safely away from Kansa's reach. The tale of Krishna's birth is not merely a story of divine intervention, but a testament to the enduring power of faith and devotion. Even in the face of adversity, Devaki and Vasudeva's unwavering faith in the divine led to the birth of one of the most revered deities in Hinduism. After the era of Lord Krishna, his great-grandson Bajaba built a temple at the very place where Krishna had come into this world. This temple, a testament to Krishna's significance, stood as a beacon of devotion, attracting pilgrims from far and wide. It was here that the mystical verses of Bhagavad Gita were whispered, its enigma attributed to the shades of black or dark across the scrolls of time. Closing, thus, Mathura's name became synonymous with Lord Krishna, echoing through the ages. The worship of Krishna reached its zenith during the reigns of Indo-Aryan Shakas and the Kushan kings. The city of Mathura, once a bustling marketplace, had ascended to divine prominence, its streets echoing with hymns of devotion and reverence towards Lord Krishna. Ancient Indian sages were not alone in their veneration of Krishna. The sage Panini, known for his pioneering work in the field of linguistics, mentioned Krishna in his writings. The mathematician Pingala too referenced the divine figure, further solidifying Krishna's prominence in the cultural fabric of the time. But the tale of Krishna's influence extends beyond the borders of India. Even Greek luminaries, such as the historian Megasthenes and the philosopher Arian, wrote about Krishna, referring to him as Heracles, the Greek equivalent of Krishna's divine status. These records show that the reverence for Krishna was not confined to Mathura or even India, but was a global phenomenon. The city of Mathura itself was thriving during this period. It was a place of spiritual significance and cultural richness. The sacred city was adorned with grand temples dedicated to Lord Krishna, and its streets were filled with devotees from near and far, their hearts brimming with devotion. The city was also a hub for arts and culture, with artisans creating exquisite sculptures and paintings inspired by Krishna's divine exploits. The blend of spirituality and creativity gave birth to a unique artistic style that is now synonymous with Mathura. And so, Mathura flourished. It was a city that breathed life into the tales of Krishna, a city that was a beacon of spirituality and devotion. This was a time when the city's spiritual fervor was at its peak, a time when the city was not just a city, but a divine abode for its inhabitants. The echoes of Krishna's divine flute filled the air. The tales of his valor were shared with reverence, and his divine presence was felt in every corner of the city. This was the Golden Age of Mathura, a city that thrummed with spiritual fervor. Unfortunately, the city's prosperity attracted unwanted attention. As we delve deeper into the history of Mathura, we encounter a period of turmoil and devastation. In the early 11th century, the city's wealth and spiritual significance caught the eye of Mahmud of Ghazni, a ruthless conqueror from the Middle East. In a series of devastating invasions, Mathura fell prey to his brutal campaigns. The city was sacked, its sacred temples desecrated, and its treasures looted. Mahmud's onslaught was not just a physical devastation, but a spiritual one as well. The once thriving center of Krishna worship was left in ruins, its spiritual energy dampened by the echoes of war and destruction. The grandeur of Mathura, its vibrant marketplace and its sacred temples, were reduced to mere rubble. Yet in the wake of this devastation, new rulers emerged. The Rajputs, known for their courage and resilience, took control of the city. Under their rule, Mathura experienced a period of rebirth. The city was rebuilt, and attempts were made to restore its spiritual heritage. The Rajputs, despite their valiant efforts, could not completely erase the scars left by Mahmud's invasion. The city was a shadow of its former self, its glory dimmed but not entirely extinguished. Temples were reconstructed, and the worship of Lord Krishna was revived, but the memory of the brutal invasion lingered. Restoration efforts were not limited to the Rajputs. Over the centuries, several rulers and devotees endeavored to revive the city's spiritual significance. Temples were rebuilt, and pilgrims once again started flocking to the city, drawn by its sacred ambience and rich history. Yet the story of Mathura is not just about destruction and devastation. It's also a testament to resilience, the power of faith, and the enduring spirit of a city that refused to be silenced. Mathura, despite its turbulent past, remains a symbol of spiritual strength and resilience. And so, despite the devastation, the spirit of Mathura refused to be extinguished entirely. Its story, like the sacred river Yamuna that flows through it, continues to ebb and flow through the annals of time, carrying with it the echoes of a past both glorious and tragic. The Mughal era was a dark period in Mathura's history. The year was 1670, and the sacred grounds of Mathura were about to witness a devastating blow. The Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb, known for his fanatical cruelty, issued a decree to annihilate the temple. This was not a mere act of conquest, but a calculated move to obliterate the spiritual essence of the city. Aurangzeb's reign marked a time of relentless religious desecration. The Islamic record, Masir Alamgiri, chronicles the depths of his tyranny, highlighting instances of ruthless destruction. His orders were not limited to Mathura. They echoed far and wide, from Cuttack in Odisha to Midnapore in Bengal. Soldiers were instructed to annihilate every house that harbored Vedic traditions built in the last 12 years. Mathura, a city that had been a beacon of divine worship, was ruthlessly renamed Islamabad. This new name was a symbol of the obliteration of its spiritual foundation. It was a blow to the city's identity, a cruel attempt to erase its ancient history and spiritual significance. The once vibrant artistic soul of Mathura withered under the Mughal rule. The city fell into decline, its sacred temples desecrated, its spiritual essence suppressed. The Rajputs, who had once ruled the city, could only watch as their former glory crumbled under the Mughal onslaught. Despite the relentless destruction, the spirit of Mathura remained unbroken. The echoes of its ancient past could not be entirely silenced. The city continued to be a pilgrimage site, its sacred ground still holding the echoes of divine worship. In the face of immense adversity, Mathura's spirit stood as a testament to its resilience and faith. Even though its physical structures were ravaged, its spiritual essence endured. The city's legacy was not entirely erased. It was merely suppressed, waiting for the right moment to re-emerge. This marked a period of immense religious desecration and the obliteration of Mathura's spiritual foundation. Yet the story of Mathura is not one of defeat, but of resilience. It is a testament to the enduring power of faith and the indomitable spirit of a city that refused to be silenced. The echoes of Mathura's past resonate through history. From a bustling marketplace to a divine pilgrimage site, Mathura's journey is steeped in spiritual significance and ancient resonance. The city's narrative ebbs and flows, from the birth of Lord Krishna to the zenith of his worship under the reigns of Indo-Aryan Shakas and the Kushan kings. Its tale takes a tragic turn with the ruthless desecration and pillaging by Mahmud of Ghazni, followed by the relentless onslaught under Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb's reign. Yet amidst the ruins, the spirit of Mathura persisted. The city resiliently endured, with attempts to revive its spiritual heritage, even as its name was forcibly changed to Islamabad. The echoes of destruction may have resonated far and wide, but the echoes of its spiritual essence were louder. Despite the trials and tribulations, Mathura's spiritual essence remains unbroken, a testament to its enduring history and cultural significance.